Okay, so again, in times of maybe not being able to get quite what you'd normally choose from the shops, maybe how to make a pasta sauce would be quite a useful thing to know. So I've got the tomatoes that we made earlier that I said could be a substitute for tinned tomatoes. If you've got a tin of tomatoes, obviously you're welcome to use either. It's just showing you that there's an opportunity to use a different, make this a different way. You need a little bit of oil in a saucepan, probably about a tablespoon of oil needs to go in there. And then you need 1 onion and a clove of garlic. You might struggle a little bit with flavour if you don't have an onion. I've just peeled this one, going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to chop it into a dice. And that's going to go straight into my saucepan. Trying not to cut through the root. If I cut through the root, the whole onion will fall apart. Whereas if I'm able to keep the root in place, it will hold the onion in place and it won't slip around on me. So that's going to go into the pan. I've got then 1 clove of garlic. It has been peeled, so I've just taken the outside layer off. I'm just going to take the little bit off the end where it's a little bit hard. And then I'm going to chop these into slices, which I'm then going to chop down into little pieces. If you've got a garlic crusher, this would be a great time to use that. Sadly, I don't. If you were having a tin of tomatoes, you'd then open your tin of tomatoes next and have everything ready and waiting. I'm going to take my spoon, take my saucepan with a little bit of oil and the onion in it, and I'm going to put it on a medium to high heat. And I just want to give the onion a quick fry off, just to saute it, just to soften it down. And I don't want to, at this stage, get much colour on it. It might just start turning a little bit brown at the edges, but that is all I'm after. So I've coated the oil around the onion. And while this is just getting itself ready, I'm going to find myself some herbs that I can put in this sauce. And I've got some mixed herbs somewhere, which I'll put in. If I had Italian seasoning, I've even got Italian seasoning, as it's going to potentially be with something pastry. I'll put some Italian seasoning in, but you can choose whichever herbs you like to your preference. So in goes the onion, starting to soften a little bit. It will start to go a little bit see-through, and at that stage I'm going to add the garlic. I don't want to add the garlic at exactly the same time as the onion at the start, because the garlic takes less time to cook and it will burn, and you don't want your ragu tasting bitter. And now the onion's starting to go just a little bit see-through. I'm going to add in my garlic. Now I want to get all of the garlic in. It is a great flavouring in there. If you aren't able to get any garlic at the moment, they do garlic in tubes, which I don't know if you're able to get hold of at the moment either. And I often keep some frozen garlic in my freezer. Just handy to have on standby. So I'm going to give this a little go, and it starts to smell beautiful as the onion fries, and you get little hints of the garlic coming through too. Now I can see that there's some colour coming on some of that onion now. It's starting to just brown a little bit. So at this stage, without hanging around too much, I'm going to add in my tomatoes, or tinned tomatoes. Excuse me, I am very right-handed, so it is very tap-handed for me. I don't like wasting, so I will get as much of that out as I can. I'm going to stir that in quickly to take some of the heat out. The sauce, I'm going to turn that down a little bit as well. Now if this sauce is drying out, you are absolutely welcome to put a little bit of liquid in. I can see already that's quite a thick sauce, so I'm going to add some liquid to that in a minute. I'm also going to add some Italian seasoning. This one's got a huge funnel at the top, a huge opening at the top, so I need to be a bit careful how I do this. Most of them are little shakers. I'll put a few herbs in. And I'm going to add just a touch of water to this to thin it down just a little bit, and then I'll let the flavour of this cook out. For a few minutes. Now, we already added a little bit of sugar to the tomatoes that we made as a tin tomato alternative. If I hadn't already added some sugar at this stage, I would have added a little touch of sugar to bring out the flavour of the tomatoes, and I could also add myself some salt and some pepper in there. Personally, I don't use a lot of salt in my cooking, but I am going to put just a little bit of pepper in there. I'll leave that to simmer for 5 minutes, gently, and then that'll be ready to do whatever you do normally with your ragu sauce. It might go with some pasta, it might go with some meatballs over some pasta, whatever you fancy. Hope that's helpful to you.